All right, you guys, welcome. This is the how-to videos. We are starting with 3 foundational movements to really show you, break each one down, how they should look, how they should feel in your body, the terminology when you go into any yoga class, so you know what to expect, right? We're gonna go into child's pose, we're going into downward facing dog, and we're going into up dog. These are 3 foundational movements to get you started. We're not wasting any time. Let's get right to it. All right, first up is child's pose. In child's pose, we are really opening the lower back, really resetting the body. In yoga, we use child's pose for a beautiful transition, as well as really to clean the slate. So in yoga, we really practice the mind-body connection. So we like to take a little moment in between sections to really reset the body. So you'll find child's pose in almost every, I would say like 99.999% of yoga classes that you attend or you see here on YouTube. Knees nice and wide in child's pose, right? Big toes to touch. And then we're going to take our hands nice and wide, fingertips nice and wide to flare and flex the fingers. And then we're going to bring our hips back to our heels. Our forehead comes down to the mat. The top half of your body is just melting down. So really kind of feeling this whole child's pose in your body first. Now, once you've settled into that position, I want you to ground into the palms of the hands, and then I want you to actively press the hips back to the heels, like someone's almost trying to drag you from the hips. So if they were holding onto your hips and dragging you, you would have that motion of being pulled away. So think about pulling everything away, and then you'll feel that activation in the armpits. That's what child's pose should feel like. Everything kind of melting down and resetting your body, letting everything go, really getting a release in the spine as well. All right, let's move to down dog. Let's get into downward facing dog. Another move that we use a lot for transitioning in between sequences when you are flowing in yoga. So this is not only a position that we use for rest in yoga, but it is also a foundational move that we switch sides. So you will see this again a lot in your yoga classes. So let's get into it and break it down, how it should look, how it should feel. In a tabletop position, flaring everything, stacking wrist with shoulders, stacking knees with hips, curl your toes, lift your hips, drop your head, please. Go ahead and bend into the knees first, ears, biceps lined up. Now, what I want you to do is go ahead and press and push the ground away. And then I want you to straighten your legs as best you can, driving your heels down. So everyone kind of thinks about pushing your heels down, but go ahead at first to see what it should feel like in each leg is bend your knee and press your heel down. Some of the best yoga instructors always start with a nice little pedal back and forth in downward facing dog. It really lines up the student to understand what it should feel like with both heels pressed down. So going back and forth, bending one knee and then pressing the heel in to see how that feels. And then once you feel really good, drop everything in, and you want to be able to look underneath your arms and kind of smell your deodorant. Make sure you put some on. Make sure you're not stinky. And then go ahead and then drop in, pulling the chest through. Once you feel that, you're really in a pike position here. Go ahead down to your knees, and we're going to take a break, lifting the head in that inversion. So it's beautiful when you're in the inversion, but be mindful when you are in the inversion because all that blood is rushing to your head. Take your time. All right, let's move on and finish with our last one, which is up dog. All right, so let's get into it with up dog. There are lots of variations that you will see in yoga. So you'll have cobra, you'll have king cobra, and you'll have up dog. So a lot of them look the same. So we're going to go through each one so you can really know when your instructor is cueing it and you know where to go and what it should feel like and what it should be doing for your body. So we're going to go ahead and bring our bodies down, our bellies down to the mat. And then I want you to go ahead and take your hands right underneath your shoulders and then bring your whole chest down. In this position, all I want you to do, we're going to go into cobra. We're going to bring our lift and peel our chest, that's what that is, off of the mat just ever so slightly, then you feel a little bit of tension in that lower back for strength. You should be able to lift your hands up off the mat. That is Cobra. So that is your foundation. Elbows tucked in and then kind of like a neutral gaze. Now, what I want you to do is release that. We're going to go into King Cobra. We're going to do the same exact thing, but you're just going to lift a little bit more. Elbows can be bent here. They don't have to be fully straight in King Cobra, but I want you to think about taking the shoulders away from the ears and taking that head out of the turtle shell, because it's always this. This is easy to sink into. So I want you to press and push away the ground. Yeah? Beautiful, healthy stress on the bones, really strengthening your bones and keeping osteoporosis away. So this is a beautiful stretch and a strength for that back too. Get those really sexy and beautiful back muscles. Drop to your belly, release everything. Now we're going into up dog. That's what we all came here for. So we're going to straighten the arms, same thing, just like you were in King Cobra. Now I want you to really straighten the arms, push the ground away. You have variations here. You can see my legs are flat and the toes are down, but if you really want to elevate the pose, you can press everything away, pressing into the tops of your feet to take the thighs off the mat, and then a nice little gaze. And we always want to make sure the shoulders are away from our ears, so press everything up and down, and you can always get a little back bend in there, and then come on down. Yes, that feels so good. All right, leave me a comment. Let me know what pose you would like me to break down for the next how-to video. I appreciate you watching. I hope this helped. Please check out my other videos on the channel. I would love to work out with you. I can't wait to see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Blessings as always, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.